Hi guys, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. You're with me, Owen. Just going to do like a quick preview on Norwich, who to look out for, their strengths, their weaknesses, their summer signings. So yeah, just get straight on with the video really. I think, Norwich, they had a brilliant season in the Championship last season, like stunning season. They were playing some really attractive football, some nice, really lovely attacking football. They pretty much stormed the league to some extent. They were the clear favourites from an early point, and I don't think anybody expected them to finish top at the start of the season, but as the season went on they just looked like pure champions. And that it's a bit like us in the Championship, although we had that stutter at the end. We had a strong season at the end of the day. So they have quite a few strengths, Daniel Farke's side. They're quite an attacking side. They've got pacey wingers, Arnold Hernandez on the one side, there's Emi Buendia on the other. They can whip in good crosses, they're good at dribbling as well, so they're a real dynamic threat to watch out for, especially against our fullbacks. Our left side is stronger than our right hand side, but I do fear for whoever's playing on that right hand side against Arnold Hernandez, as he usually plays on the left. He's a strong, he's quite stocky for how small he is, and his dribbling is amazing. He could easily skin our right back and just whip a cross in or go for goal. They just have brilliant attacking players. They're unheard of, but it's sort of like Bournemouth when they came up from the Championship. There's so many unknown players or rejects, and somehow they succeed in the Premier League. Players to watch out for: Teemu Pukki. He's just a natural born finisher. It's unbelievable really what he can do with the ball. He can shift it, he can shoot. He's got relatively good strength. It's holding up the ball isn't really his play. Running off the shoulder of defenders is what he likes to do. He can drop in behind the striker as well, Pukki, and play some passes around. He's really he's an all-round forward really. He can score headers, long shots, just tap-ins. He's got that natural finishing skill that it's hard to come by now if you don't spend 50 million plus on a striker. So he really is a big threat, and I'm sort of worried as to how our defence will deal with him. No matter how good our defence is, we still manage to have our slip-ups every now and again. I mean, last Sunday against Arsenal was a prime factor and reason why we can't cope as well as we have in the past with strikers. I mean, Norwich had quite a quiet window. I mean, they brought in a large amount of players. When you look at the list, I was going through the list of who they signed earlier, and there's so many unknown names in there. But again, they've spent barely anything, but it's all frees from the Bundesliga, and they've got some cracking players. One to watch out for is Amadou, who they brought in on loan from I think it was Sevilla or Athletic Bilbao. He's a centre-back / CDM who can just dominate the midfield, or just it will be a really hard defender to play against. I mean, I say that now and watch Joe Linton just shrug him off and score an absolute cracker. But he is someone to watch out for, especially for our strike force, because he's going to be hard to come up against. Varancic, an attacking midfielder / just number 8. He takes a good free kick, a good cross, a good set piece. He really is a big threat from those sort of areas. I'm sort of worried to see how we'll cope with that. And then obviously for our strikers again, Tim Krul, former Newcastle man. I'm sure he'll be wanting to prove his worth to us again. He was a brilliant keeper when he played for us. He sort of had drops in form, but he has the record for the most saves made in the game in the Premier League, and that 1-0 win for Spurs when he was playing for us. So he really is a big player to come up against, and I'm sort of worried to see what will happen, because watch him have an absolute worldie against us and end up 1-0 Norwich. I have faith that we can beat them, because their defence isn't the strongest, as we saw against Liverpool. They sort of have lapses in concentration. They have one of the youngest fullbacks in the league in Max Aarons, and he's brilliant at bombing on the wing, cousin of Rolando Aarons, I believe. He's good defensively as well, and he definitely is one for the future. I can see him getting into the England squad if he continues his form in the Premier League. So I'm worried to see how we cope with him. But Zimmerman and Closer, they're not particularly the strongest centre-back partnership. So I'll be interested to see how it's going to end Saturday. I'm going to go with 2-1 Newcastle. I think we have the power to get through Norwich. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. See you next time.